क्लास 4th के लिए लिया है इन्वायरमेंटल स्टडीज का टॉपिक एनिमल्स अडॉप्टेशन। बेसिकली बीएस में दो तरह की लेसन्स होते हैं, कुछ पार्ट साइंस के होते हैं और कुछ पार्ट सोशल साइंस के होते हैं। इन दोनों को कंबाइन करके इन्वायरमेंटल स्टडीज है। तो आज हमने उसका थर्ड टॉपिक लिया है जिसमें एनिमल्स अडॉप्टेशन है। तो इसमें हम देखेंगे कि कैसे एनिमल्स अडॉप्ट करते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू सीजन, अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर वेदर, or according to that they have their body structures. In rivers they have the animal live in the river or fresh water has different body structures, and animals that live in the salty water have different structures or their body. Likewise the animals who live in forest have different structures, and further we will discuss in this topic what animals are herbivores and what animals are carnivores. So this is to provide a video lesson on your YouTube channel is an effort to provide you a good education during this lockdown period so that your study may not suffer. This is our sincere effort to provide you in the regular touch of the education. Hope you will do better. Let us start the topic.
Chapter 3 Animals Adaptation. Starter. Like plants, we can see many types of animals on the earth. Here are given some examples. Can you identify them? Like plants, animals are found everywhere on the earth. They live in cold regions as well as in hot deserts. We can find them on the high mountains and also in deep oceans. Different kinds of animals require different types of environment to live in. Organisms and their habitat. All animals are adapted to a certain place. Adaptation means to fit into its habitat, where its needs are met. A natural place where an animal lives and grows naturally is called its habitat. A polar bear, for example, could not find the water it needs in a desert. A rainforest would be too wet for a desert owl. An organism's habitat gives it everything it needs to survive. For example, a pond has the water, food, and oxygen fish needs. The fish could not survive without these things. What does your habitat provide you with? Desert. Deserts are very dry ecosystems. You might think that a desert is sand. However, there is life in the desert. Desert animals can survive with very little water. Temperature in some deserts rise very high by the day. Most animals find a shady place to sleep and come up only after sunset. Some animals, such as kangaroo, rats, drink hardly any water. They get all the water they need from the plants they eat. Toads keep moist by staying under the soil. The camel is the best example of an animal that can survive in hot, dry and sandy deserts. It has long eyelashes that protects its eyes from the sand, long legs that keeps its body high above the hot sand. It's a very little urine. For these adaptations, the camel is called the ship of the desert. Grassland. Another kind of ecosystem is the grassland. Grasslands are dry, often flat areas of land, hot in the summer and cold in the winter. As you may have guessed, the main plant in a grassland ecosystem is grass. A few small bushes and wild flowers also grow here. Since grasslands are dry, few trees are able to grow there except along rivers and streams. A grassland ecosystem includes both large animals such as lion and elephants and small animals such as mice, rabbits and snakes. Salt water. Oceans cover about 3/4 of Earth's surface. So, there are more saltwater ecosystems than any other kind. Sharks, sea turtles, corals, whales, seals and octopus are all ocean animals. Organisms that live in the oceans need salt water. They would not survive in a freshwater environment such as a pond. Freshwater ecosystems, rivers, ponds, and streams have fresh water. They make up freshwater ecosystems. Unlike ocean water, water does not have much salt. Ducks, trouts, turtles, and some kinds of insects live in freshwater ecosystems. Forests. Forests are ecosystems in which many trees grow. There are different kinds of forests. A tropical rainforest grows where it is hot and wet all year. Animals such as jaguars and monkeys live there. These forests grow where it is warm in summer and cold in winter. Many animals make their homes there. Forest. All living things survive. All living things have ways to survive. Any trait that helps an animal survive is an adaptation. An adaptation can be physical. For example, the Arctic hare in the picture changes color in summer and winter. An adaptation can also be a behavior. A snake hides in the shade when it is hot. Animals learn some behaviors. Other behaviors are instincts. An instinct is a behavior an animal knows without being taught. In winter, hare has in winter. An adaptation can also be a behavior. A snake hides in the shade when it is hot. Animals learn some behaviors. Other behaviors are instincts. An instinct is a behavior an animal knows without being taught. In winter, this hare has white fur. It changes color to blend in with the environment. Hibernation. During the winter season, some animals start eating more food than normal. Then they hibernate or go into a sleep-like state for the winter. A hibernating animal dies. Its body temperature drops and its heart rate slows down. The animal might breathe only once in a half an hour. Animals lose more body heat during winter. To stay warm and active, they would need to eat more, but food is harder to find in winter. A hibernating animal is not active, so it saves energy. It lives off the fat stored in its body, so it doesn't need to find food. This chipmunk spends time hibernating during the winter. It could evolve to stay warm. Chipmunk. Migration. Many animals migrate, travel from one place to another and back again. Most birds in the northern hemisphere fly south in the winter season. Southern areas usually have warmer climates and more food. These birds return north in the spring to raise their young ones. In the fall, gray whales migrate from the cold waters near Alaska. They spend the winter in the warm waters near California. Female whales stay there to give birth to their young ones. In the spring, they return to Alaska. Whales hide themselves by their shapes, colors, or patterns. Such a disguise is called camouflage. For example, female birds are brown. These birds blend in with their nests as they sit on their eggs. This fish is called a stonefish because it looks like the rock next to it. A chameleon can change its color to look like what is next to it. Adaptations for food. You already know that there is a variety in feeding habits of animals. They have adapted themselves to food they eat. They can be divided into 4 major types on the basis of their feeding habits and food: herbivores, carnivores, and parasites. Herbivores. The animals that eat only plants and plant parts are called herbivores. Cow, buffalo, goat, and sheep are some herbivores. They have sharp cutting teeth called scissors to bite leaves and grass. They need to chew a lot in order to break down the plant materials into very small pieces. For this reason, they have strong, flat grinding teeth called premolars and molars. Carnivores. The animals that eat flesh of other animals are called carnivores. Tiger and wolf are carnivores. They have very sharp, pointed and curved front teeth called canines for tearing the flesh. Their premolars and molars are adapted for chewing it. Omnivores. Omnivores are the animals that eat both plants and flesh of other animals. Cows, bears and squirrels are examples of omnivores. They have sharp teeth like carnivores to flesh, flat teeth like herbivores to grind food. Parasites. Parasites are the animals that live either on or inside the bodies of other animals to obtain food. Fleas, lice, and mosquitoes are some parasites. They have sucking tubes to suck blood from their host, the organism living on or in. They survive on this blood only. Summary. Animals are adapted in place. Desert animals can survive with very little water. Sea turtles, corals and octopus are all ocean animals. Forests are ecosystems where trees grow. A hibernating animal is not active, so it saves energy. Animals migrate or travel from one place to another and back again.